Hello and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena for the last time for the PEC 2026 spring season. You heard correctly. After weeks and weeks of battle over the fall and spring seasons, it's time to wrap up things and prepare for playoffs. So join us as we get the ball rolling for Vegas. Join us for one more regular season game in Rocket League. Tonight's matchup, our Boise State Broncos are nearly secured for that second seed and need only one more win to guarantee no tiebreaker situations. They'll be standing across the Ohio State, who are hungry to get some closing season wins in so they can lock in their fifth seed. Broncos versus the Buckeyes, the final match for Boise State PEC Spring 26 Rocket League begins now. For the cast and my name is Eric Deserux Beltran. I'm joined by the man who has a brain for Rocket League as big as his beard. It is Danner Hill. And Danner, before we get carried away, let's get some updates going on. We've been talking about how the team needs to step things up around this time of year because it is land season, of course. But second place showing at the Hawaii Invitational, runners up in the lower bracket of the CRL second qualifiers. With more matches to play, our team is busy preparing for greatness.
Yeah, it's kind of this time of the year where everything's kind of just happening all at once. Like you just talked about the Hawaii Invitational, we just had CRL Open Qualifier 2, we're finishing up PEC, and we're just going to be looking ahead to all of these things that are happening so quickly as well. And, I mean, coming off that CRL Open 2 qual, I mean, it was fairly close. I mean, getting the only real definitive loss there is from Davenport Black in the upper bracket kind of bye that we got from doing so well and lose to them. And then we run through the lower bracket up until Akron Blue there in the lower bracket finals, 3-2 loss. I mean, you were the one to see it firsthand, so...
Heartbreaking situation, but it's not the end of the road when it comes to CRL, so we'll see what our Broncos can bring out for the future going forward. But before we hop into game, we would like to let you know that we have our own social media page. Not enough Rocket League in your life. Turn it around by scanning the code on the screen or looking up Boise State RL on Instagram and X. All the Boise State Rocket League you can handle. We'll have schedules, updates, highlights, and more. Again, that is Boise State RL. Head there and give us a follow. Now, let's get into a recap of what happened last week against Syracuse. And let me say, this game was intense. The Broncos, they were pushed to 0-2 in the series. We needed a reverse sweep, and that's what we got.
Oh, we got much more than that. We got cinema in the making. Dropping those first two games, unfortunately, 2-0 and 2-1. The Broncos looking for a bounce back, and in Game 3, it was the decider that got us here, or to where we were right here, as you're seeing in the replays, Game 5, but it was only in Game 3 that save from Preston kept them at a 2-1 lead, and it secured them Game 3 and the start of a potential reverse sweep, and then we move into Game 4, mind you, another 3-1 win there, doing an amazing job, and then in Game 5, you just close it out 3-1. Now, as we look towards the final minute in this replay, we see the Broncos, I mean, they held down territory. They did not let anything get past them. And Woozy securing that final shot right there. I mean, it was a beautiful series all around. We were hyped. We were going. And, you know, they're keeping us on our toes.
Yeah. So that leads us to this week's standings. Baylor will secure first-place seeding with 2 wins away from a perfect season. Boise State are mostly secured in second seed, having the head-to-head against Syracuse. The bigger option there is going to be Michigan State. Syracuse and Michigan State are tied up at third place to close out our top 4. And this is where we do got to talk about tiebreakers a little bit. Syracuse, we have the head-to-head against them. Michigan State, it is dead even there. So that's where things can get a little bit twisted if the Broncos don't win this match against Ohio State, which, to be fair, we are favored into them.
Yeah, looking back at last semester, it was a total goal of 19-5 in a course of 3 games. I definitely would say it's in the favor of Boise State tonight, and I think that going forward, they're going to be, I mean, this is our final week, and all the other teams still have a few more to go. So I think for us, you know, it's the end of the road, but that doesn't mean it's not the end of the grind until Vegas.
Our players now getting ready. Kate Hall, Emiliano Flores, Preston Ferrante, Coach Wayton right behind them, helping this team bring their best onto the field for their last week of play.
Yeah, on the other side for Ohio, Andrew Nicolai, Elan Osdil, and Nick Danforth I mean, I'm curious to see what Ohio's going to bring to the table tonight. We've seen a few of these other teams, like Minnesota, for reference, a couple weeks ago. They came out strong, and they kept us close for game 1s and game 3 as well.
You can't underestimate a lot of these teams. In order to show up at your best, you need to follow Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. Don't overstay, create mistakes, skins equal wins, and bump opponents to disrupt. Doc's keys to the game are brought to you by Blue Ribbon Painting with over 90 years of combined experience. They are proud to be Boise's go-to team, local, multi-generational painters who know how to level up your home. Visit blueribbonpainting.net. Big stakes in this matchup, I think, for both teams. For Ohio State, you want as many wins as possible at the end of the season because you're not guaranteed that 5th place spot. Kansas can very well sweep that away from you and send the Ohio State into 6th place. For the Broncos, you don't want to deal with that tiebreaker situation with Michigan State. Again, the Broncos are favored going into this, but you can't underestimate opponents. We saw, as you alluded to earlier, the Golden Gophers, but already
From the ceiling to the bottom left corner, it's a pass from Durtho from the ceiling. Just like that, you're going to send a heater to the bottom left. Woozy getting the first for Boise State. Starting off strong in this first game, only 6 seconds in. They're not going to waste any time. And we talked about being favored. They're going to show them how favored they are.
Yeah, excellent start coming out now. Dan Wad jumping up, looking for a shot of his own. Instantly gets stolen away. Easy block post there by Woozy. To the Broncos corner, Woozy looking for the clear, sends it over to Durtho, who takes it on the aerial. Gets bumped by Gaines in the process. That will send it into center field. 50-50, inches it upwards. Bungo looking for a shot, wants a double tap, passes back to Gaines, but Preston will snatch that ball away.
Getting a good follow-up 50 there, but with no boost, isn't going to be able to kind of get it to a teammate now out of the corner. Woozy looking for more, able to dead jump down and get around a few, but Bungo is going to trail away for this and leave it for his teammate Danwad. Now Preston up into the air, half tank of boost left in this tank to the ceiling. Now they're looking for more! Almost gets it, and Gaines able to block it out. Danwad now looking to connect on the other end of the field and try to get Ohio State on the board.
Could be a pass to Gaines right there, but Gaines not in position to go for the attempted shot, so Durtho's going to be able to snatch that ball away, send it downfield. Into the corner, Preston in the back pocket, looking for it. A shot, he just rolls it on in.
Good little roller to the bottom side. Preston able to get the second now. Boise State gaining a lead here. This is what we want to see now. First game in. I mean, we're just barely over a minute in. Boise State, they're just holding this down. They can hold down an offense. They can hold down pressure. And right now, they're going to keep holding down this lead.
Broncos looking good in this game, number 1. They want to secure second seed. Again, winning this game will do just that. Fight in the corner now, breaking out Buckeyes. Downwad, the pass to Gaines. Gaines sends it up. Preston catches. Preston will send it back towards midfield. A little bit of interference run as Gaines gets the demo onto Durtho, stops the Broncos offense. So Woozy gonna have to play back just a little bit. Tries to get it past Danwad. Danwad's able to get the better of that, but Preston, excellent on the defense, won't allow the shot to go through. Durtho takes towards the skies, will send it downfield.
Downfield now, Gaines trying to keep this one in the corner. Preston able to beat around 1, looking to beat around 2. Instead, Danwad meets it now to the midfield for Bungo. Controlled and over 1. Woozy to be the last one back. Danwad looking to seal the deal, but Woozy making an amazing save. But a pass out to Bungo to the midfield. Preston with a save. Durtho looking to keep this one going, but it's stopped out in the midfield by Gaines. Preston now looking for more. Dribble to the corner. Is going to get stolen out by Bungo, and Ohio State keeping some good possession here. Woozy just shy. Now Preston sends it long and keeps Boise State on the offense. Now pass to the midfield for Durtho. Saved out by Gaines.
Gaines will be able to snatch that ball away, but not for long as the Broncos wait to get back on the offensive. Corner, Woozy to take it past 1. Breaks past 1 defender, but can't get past Gaines. Preston 50-50, go the way of the Broncos, sends it downfield. Preston catching it on the upper side, goes for the aerial, looking for the pass to Durtho. Durtho finds it, wants the double tap, doesn't get it, but Woozy will get it centered in front of the net. Gaines gets it out of position in time.
Now sent high, Woozy to the sidewall, will be met, and Durtho not actually able to meet it first. Preston with a good redirect downfield, and Durtho with another. Bungo now has to chase it down with 0 boost. Should be able to grab this corner, keep Ohio State out of danger for the moment. Danwad collecting now. This one's going to go in favor of Boise State, potentially if someone reaches it first. It's Dirtho!
Great shot coming in from Dirtho right here. Woozy setting it up, a pinch. Dirtho reads, he's over the top before the Buckeyes can get in position in time. Finds himself a goal. That's goal number 3. Minute 38 left on the clock. Dominating lead coming out from Boise State.
I think Boise State, they're still keeping themselves pretty tame in terms of goals and pressure. I'm alluding to the 12-2 from a couple of weeks back where they had no mercy.
No chill, man.
But for right now, they're going to keep going. Preston now double tap into the midfield. Dirtho not able to reach it in time. Gaines getting it clear, but only as far as Woozy before Preston tries to meet this one first, but gets 50'd out by Bungo. But a miss out of Gaines could lead to an opportunity, but Dirtho too far back, and Ohio State looking for more. Going to try to start an offense here, but before Preston just shuts it down.
Yeah, trying to flick it right past. Still Gaines, almost having the angle there. Minute Morning now coming in. Danwad looks for the shot off the double tap. Woozy going up. The wall will be able to grab the ball. Now Preston on the sidewall. 50-50'd out with Gaines. Dirtho will punch it forward. Danwad still fighting for control. Now here comes Woozy on the aerial. Bumps Gaines out of the way. Ball close to getting into the net. Preston will try his luck. Looks to center up the ball. Pass over to Woozy. It gets contested as Danwad will find the save.
Still scoreless. Ohio State needing something in the midfield, but no, it's a pass from Dirtho to Woozy. Crossbar down, and it's going to go in. It's going to roll, and it's going to find its way to the back of the net. And then a beautiful pass here from Dirtho. Look at this.
Yeah, and you can never really read what the Broncos are going to do sometimes. It made it hard for Ohio State to respond to a lot of the chaos on the battlefield. Now Dirtho sends it over to Woozy. We'll pose it right back up. Preston's looking for the shot. Doesn't find it on net. 10 seconds to remain. 4-0 game for the Broncos. The Buckeyes getting completely shut out thus far. Want to at least get on the board for a moral victory, but the Broncos won't even allow that. They go for another shot. Ball touches the ground. 4-0 in game 1.
Starting off flawless here in game 1. Doing a fairly handled job here against Ohio State. Game 1, looking for more. And now, I mean, game 2 on the horizon.
We want to give a shout out to Boise State University's Extended Studies. Get your degree on a schedule that works for you. Boise State Extended Studies offers a variety of fully online courses and degrees to help you get your degree on your schedule. Visit boisestate.edu/extended studies for more details. Now, this game, dominating to say the least. I mean, it was as clear-cut as it could possibly get for the Broncos. They were favored for a reason the last time these teams met. I mean, you were talking about the score lines that they had.
Yeah, it was a 19-5 overall scoreline for the Broncos. Taking it out, it was a 5-0, 7-3, and a 6-2 to get a dominant sweep in the previous semester. And they're kind of starting off on a similar foot, 4-0 in the first game. They're probably going to keep looking to extend that, but I'm also looking, Danwad is the only returning member that I'm noticing. So a little bit of a switch up for Ohio State. Got a few new players on here, and they're kind of switching it up.
Switching it up, but kind of the same result so far as Boise State. Taking over that game 1. Buckeyes going to try their kind of game 2. A little bit of a trick play coming out from the kickoff. Broncos will stay in control of the ball. Going to drive it through. Defenders now coming in for Buckeyes. It's Woozy. He's looking for a lot of boost to work with. Across the board for the Broncos, setting up for a shot. Gets blocked away by the Buckeyes.
Well, the Buckeyes, but not before Preston can reach it first. Almost in a beautiful shot up to the skies. Now Dirtho collecting, able to get more. Looking for a shot instead. He's going to leave it for Woozy. Puts a heater on, but is going to be saved out now towards the other end. Preston meeting this one favorably, maybe looking for a double. Gets saved out, but Boise State are not going to leave their territory. They're going to keep going, and now a dribble up as he gets bumped away. Boise State still looking for their first, now a minute into this game 2.
Nice bump coming out from the Buckeyes to stop that offense from the Broncos, but now you got to deal with more of the same because the Broncos do not stop. Center if the ball's Woozy, looking for a shot, gets flicked away by the Buckeyes. turning for some boost. Pass back. Preston looking to get the assist from Durtho. Durtho only able to knock the ball downwards, doesn't have anyone else left in the back pocket to go for the shot. Now the ball going over towards the goal of Boise State, but no score left or made so far by either team.
Durtho from the sidewall is going to be able to get around one, maybe even two. He's dribbling to the bottom left, or no, to the top left corner. Doesn't quite find it. Danwad getting the save there, and now looking to send it to the other side. His teammates needing to reach it into the midfield to try to keep this one going. Boise State, they're not letting up. They're planting a flag on the other end of the field, and right now, they're still looking for their first.
Here we go, ball thrown away by the Broncos. Into the corner, Buckeye still going to contend. Woozy eyeballing this, looks to knock it off its trajectory. Still pushing it forward. Broncos finding their momentum as they go for a downfield push. Now taken to the skies, Danwad trying to catch up. Can't do it in time, but has another player who can. Woozy still chasing through. Track the ball, take it on the long shot right here to stop the goal. Durtho finds the save.
Finds the save, and now a pinch back to the other end is going to go wide, but still in a dangerous position. Preston has to take it long. Looks to carry it over one. Instead gets beat out by Bungo. That's two commits out of Boise State. Woozy, the last man back, has to play close posed, and it's going to be able to pinch out just wide. Ohio State now making a good little offensive push here. Still looking for a goal as Preston plays around one, if not maybe two.
Center field, the ball will drop. Scoreless game so far. Ohio State hitting on a much better defense. But in a lot of this chaos, ball control hasn't exactly gone their way. Now punching through, Ohio State will look for a shot, trying to beat Boise State to the punch. It's redirected by the Broncos. Now Preston taking on the aerial, looking to guide that ball through. Shot on net. Does it find its mark? Durtho almost going to change that 0 to a 1. Still going on the aerial, gets bumped out of the way by the Buckeyes.
Quick reset out of Preston. He's going to carry it to the top left corner. He's going to do it all himself here into the air. Initial reset used early, able to carry around another player. And no one from the side of Ohio State able to reach it in time. BSU are going to get the first goal.
Ohio State scoreless in this series thus far. Looking to change that right now. Might get a double tap to go through, but no. The clear going to be found by the Broncos. Broncos into the corner. We'll have to chase the ball right back from Ohio State. Preston looking to ride it up above the goal. Looking for a pass play. Gains on the receiving end. We'll put a stop to that for now, but Durtho not allowing that ball to go through. Now shot looking to come in. Tries to find that top left corner once again, but Danwad gets the save, but can't get the ball in the net with a minute left on the clock.
Pinching out of the corner, looking for a shot to the left side. Isn't going to find anything as Gaines get demoed for his efforts. Durtho sending this one to the wall. Woozy awaits. And a demo comes out for Durtho as well, looking to beat around a few more, causing disruption. Preston also getting beat out here. This one also an open net opportunity. Durtho reaching it in time. And now Woozy trying to send it down to the other end of the field. Preston potentially in support, but no. Going to get in the way, and Ohio State are still going to keep this one-goal scoreline at bay, looking to tie it up.
Preston finds the save. Another shot comes in. It's Durtho who will save that one. Ball centered up. Preston knocking it off trajectory, not allowing it to be centered in front of his own goal, and will go for a shot of his own. 10 seconds left on the clock. Buckeyes still scoreless. Boise State have one goal to their name. Going for the double tap. It's bought again. What? Another shot for Woozy, but saved by the Buckeyes. It doesn't matter because they didn't get the ball in the net, so 2-0 to Boise State.
Great job out of Boise State. Getting another... I mean, I'd say that was a handled win. I wouldn't say that was as dominant as game one, but that was still fairly handled. There was a lot of shot opportunities, but also a lot of clutch saves out of Ohio State.
A lot of clutch saves indeed. We want to give thanks to ICCU for their continued support of Boise State Esports. Thanks to ICCU, Boise State Esports has won multiple national championships and piled more than 1,600 wins now, Danner. ICCU, looking for your daily balance, visit ICCU.com. Came from our Overwatch team last week, by the way. They were able to pick up the 1,600th win for Boise State.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought that number would have been so much closer to 2,000 with as much as these teams.
We're working our way there, man.
We're definitely working our way there, but congratulations to the Overwatch team securing number 1,600. That is also crazy to think about. That many wins. Is that series wins or individual map wins?
I believe that's series wins. I'm not exactly sure, though.
Well, then that's even more impressive.
With CRL, especially, with how many different series you have to play.
You have CRL, Mountain West, we have PEC for a lot of our different leagues here, and then that also doesn't even account for some of the games that don't even get on the stream, like we have our Street Fighter, our League of Legends, and just there's so much more here at Boise State Esports.
Well, here we go, another kickoff. And another day in the office for the Broncos. Woozy taking the shot. Durtho takes it up high. Preston looking to sink it in. And will do just that as the Broncos get on the board.
Durtho making it awkward. Gains with a good initial touch. Bungo not able to reach it in time. Preston put some heat behind that one. Already getting the first goal within 10 seconds here. Game 3. Looking to go in the favor of Boise State. Durtho has to race for this one, but it is wide. So he's going to be able to breathe a sigh of relief for now as he looks to get past Moore.
Flipper set comes in. Woozy was on the opposite side looking to receive the ball, but Gaines is quick with it for now. How much quicker can the Broncos be? Bungo gets it into center field. Gets stolen from. Woozy is the one to take it. Passes over to Preston, but Preston too wide on the shot. The pass not going to be met. Woozy going to back up for some boost. So Durtho going to take his shot at it. Steals the ball away. Preston knocks it over from the corner. Bungo wants control. Durtho now up the sidewall trying to outread Bungo, but here comes Preston, always sliding in with the saves when you need him.
When you need him most. He showed that last week against Syracuse, now proving it here once again. But now pass to the left side, right, as Durtho misses that one. And now Woozy actually, I think, got bumped onto the back end. He's going to get bumped again as Ohio State are now forcing the issue. They want to get their first goal of the series in this game 3, and they want to tie while doing it.
And not a single point to the Buckeyes' name. Broncos bringing their best foot forward. They won't relent. Ball getting centered up right now. Gives Preston an angle to try and go for a shot. Passes over to Durtho. It is clinical. It is textbook. It is beautiful for the Broncos.
Sure, we have our individual prowess left and right, but sometimes it's the team plays, and that is Preston to Durtho, getting the second. With a minute and a half into this game, the Broncos are walking away with the lead right now. Ohio State needs something.
Ooh, demo comes in from Preston. Makes it quick on the kickoff. Bungo intercepts the ball, has a chance to go for a shot here, but Preston, quick on the gas pedal, will knock it over into the corner. Danwad sends it back into that corner. Preston follows the ball through. Danwad goes for the high angle shot, wants to pass it over to Bungo, but doesn't get it on target as Woozy makes the save. Gaines still fighting tooth and nail. Will send it over into the opposing corner. Bungo shot. Not on target. Woozy goes through. Gaines with another one. Preston is there, finds the save, bumping that ball every which direction he can.
Getting a little bit of pressure here. Ohio State doing a great job. A little bit of fake out to Durtho. Instead, gets demoed for it. He's not going to take the disrespect. Danwad down to the midfield looking for more, but Durtho challenges that one quickly and gets it off of his head. Woozy now with a shot to the right side. Instead, it's a pass to Preston. Now rolling back to the other end. Preston able to, Woozy able to reach it. And Boise State containing this lead, and now we're going to keep pressure going.
Oh, gets it right past Gaines. A little bit of flick there coming out from Woozy into the corner. The ball will go. Preston, bump found, follows it up with an outright demo onto Gaines. Danwad looking to try and send the ball over for the first goal, but Preston says nah. Takes it into the Buckeyes territory. Now Woozy reading the ball through, chases it up the wall. Gaines looking to score. Gets contested midair, 50-50, sends it into the corner. Preston now looking for the clear, but Bungo will block it away. Buckeyes so close to getting on the board, but Woozy sweeps in.
Bongo with a good carry, puts a few players into an awkward position. Danwad now into the midfield. Preston with a clear. And Boise State just need to buy out this last minute 40, and they will have themselves quite literally the opposite of last week. We go from reverse sweep to a perfect sweep.
Broncos so close to a perfect game right now. The Buckeyes, they're just struggling, and not from a lack of trying. It's been a lot of offensive attempts, but never going their way. Now Preston flip reset, passes it over to Turco. Look at the mechanics coming out from the Broncos as they'll find another goal.
Durtho pre-jumped with Preston. At the same time, they both went for that ball, and Durtho just walked along with them.
I think of beauty, really, especially when you have that type of coordination with one of your teammates. And already the ball going into the direction of the Buckeyes goal. Bump coming out, Preston over the top. Gaines will be able to get his own demo going. Durtho gets the ball off net, up the side wall. 1 minute warning left. Buckeyes trying for another goal. Say another goal should be their first goal if they are able to ever get it. Seems very hard with what the Broncos have been able to do so far. Still reaching for that perfect game. Bumping out the defender. Pushes him out of the way to get the goal.
I thought that was surely going to be saved. Danwad pre-jumping that one. Durtho just going to reach him in time. Boise State now getting a fourth, reminiscent of game one. And with 43 seconds remaining, and potentially more as the kickoff goes in the favor of them. Gaines able to send it out. Danwad with control. He's going to get around one. Looking to pass it out. Isn't going to reach. And Preston is going to race back and grab a corner boost on the way.
Gaines gets bumped. Woozy sends the ball downfield. Gaines looking to chase it through. Ball into the corner. Durtho following through. Has a shot. Bungo blocks. Preston will now set up the ball for another attempt, but not much boost, not much needed as Woozy gets the goal.
Great 50 there. Gaines just trying to reach it first. Not in the best position before Woozy capitalizes on the opportunity. He's going to secure the fifth, and with 13 seconds left, I think time is a formality here. But maybe another.
Left on the clock. Ball is up. The Buckeyes are scoreless, and they won't find anything else but defeat. A perfect game coming out from the Boise State Broncos.
Phenomenal job out of them. Like I said, the complete opposite of last week. Last week we were stressing over going down the first two games, getting the next three, but tonight, I mean, it was flawless.
And a quick belated happy birthday to Durtho, by the way. That was last Saturday, to tell you, during the whole CRL match that we had. But now that we have a crowd here, it's always good to let them know to go ahead and give that happy birthday punch right in the shoulder. You know?
Well, be careful. He might punch you back.
Yeah, that's the scary part, right?
Yeah, that's the scary part. Yeah.
But overall, dominating win, and a great win as well, because it's not just the fact that you beat the Buckeyes, it's the fact that you have secured second place.
That is assuming Syracuse don't beat Baylor as well.
Well, we want to give thanks to the Idaho Air National Guard. What if you could pursue your college? What if you could pursue college or your dream career while serving your country and getting amazing benefits? The Idaho Air National Guard, just 1 weekend a month, 8 months out of the year. You'll get tuition assistance, signing bonuses, healthcare, 0 down home loans, and high-tech job training, all while keeping your civilian life job and goals right here in Idaho. Whether you're studying, working, or building your future, the Guard enhances it all while giving you leadership skills and lifelong connections. Are you ready to have it all? The Idaho Air National Guard is your pathway to education, career success, and purpose. And I mean, right now, as it is, Syracuse, they can't get to the point that we are at. They have 4 losses, and considering you're going to play, 15 games throughout the entirety of the league, like, how can you catch up at that point? For the Broncos, it's secured. It's second seed. It's
that
what
is
you've
true.
been searching for.
I forgot that we had one less loss than them. We are now sitting at, I believe, a 13-3 record final.
Yeah.
That is the final record the Broncos will have going into Vegas. Second seed secured. And now it's actually going to be a battle for the third and fourth seeds. Now Syracuse and Michigan State needing to battle it out as they are tied in record at the moment.
Yeah, they're tied, and that should be an interesting story to say the least, especially with the way things have turned about lately. So they'll be fighting to try and secure their spot. Baylor, we already know, is secured for that first seed. But that is going to do it for the regular season. I want to know, Danner, with what you've seen fall and the spring and everything that's happened with this team, the growth that we've had, what are your thoughts concluding spring season?
I mean, the ups and downs were shown. We had our one loss last semester. It was pretty, other than that, it was pretty awesome to see. I mean, a Game 5 against Syracuse in Week 1 and a Game 4 against Michigan State the next week, and then a Baylor matchup that was our first loss in the PEC. But, I mean, like, just that banger trio to start off the fall really got me excited for the rest of this. And now coming into the spring season, a little bit different. But overall, it's fun to see the growth of every team that comes into this league, and even some of the teams that have just joined this year. This is the second season of the PEC, so seeing some of these teams come in for the first time and still make names.
And it's great competition, man.
Oh, it's phenomenal competition.
You know? Seeing Baylor having what could be the perfect season and knowing that we're one of the only teams to push them to the limit, it's an exciting thing to see, and it makes me excited for when we get to Vegas and we get to see the word we love to say, the Lanimals.
The Lanimals.
Begin to show. So off of that note, we are going to close out the broadcast. We want to thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great fall season. It's been a great spring season. It's been a great time here at the Boise State Esports Arena, but we got to get ready for Vegas, so we will see you then.
Danger for the moment, and what collecting now. This one's going to go in favor of Boise State potentially if someone reaches the first. And no!
Broncos so close to the Buckeyes. They're just struggling now. Not for the lack of trying. Give a lot of attempts, but never going the way. Now Preston flip reset passes over to Turco. Not a single point to the Buckeyes game. Broncos bringing their best foot forward. Left, getting centered up right now. Gives Preston an angle to try and go for a shot. Passes over to Darko.
My friends know me as Derek, but I'm also Master Sergeant Raxter. This is my life in the Air National Guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, attention please. About to start the show, better take your seats. It's time to let the curtain rise. We're gonna shake the room, we're gonna honor.
Now earn up to 4 times the rewards with the ICCU Premier Rewards Visa credit card. It's the credit card from the credit union you love.
Scott Matlock, underrated recruit, has built himself into one of the best defensive players in the Mountain West.
What would you do if you couldn't fail? Would you see every setback as a catalyst to keep going? This is the innovator's mindset, because innovation demands daring. It's finding thousands of ways that don't work, and the one that changes everything. It's when your unrelenting spirit sees the world's needs and says, I will create something better. So, what will you do? Will you let your genius run wild? Give yourself the space to be great. Set your sights on something even bigger, because we know changing the world doesn't happen by chance. It comes out of the blue.
Hallelujah, hey, jubilee. I got a feeling that it's moving to my
up to 4 times the rewards with the ICCU Premier Rewards Visa credit card. It's the credit card from the credit union you love.
How's it look so far? Comfortable? I got in. This is a great use of your home equity.
Since you guys have been in here, some things have changed. We've updated this place to be in its final form. New cabinets, new counters, all sorts of new stuff in here. This has turned into a place that wouldn't look out of place at an SEC or Big Ten football facility, and Dairy West has allowed us to have it here. We've taken a holistic approach to our player nutrition, and we're really thankful that Dairy West has made sure that our fueling station is the best in college esports and really at industry standard for any college athletic department.
Hello and welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena, where I am joined by the official head coach of Boise State Rocket League, Coach Waiton. And I mean, you guys are coming off of the first clean sweep of the season, both fall and spring. I just looked through it. There has been nothing like the performance tonight, and I gotta say, how proud are you of them?
I mean, it's good. Obviously, we come in expecting to win and being confident in everything, but yeah, not letting in a single goal is, it's hard to ask for a better result than that, so it was good.
I think even that game 3, I was calling it out. I'm like, oh, perfect sweep on the line, and I almost thought, am I going to cast or curse this?
Oh, yeah.
I almost thought about it, and then I'm like, keep playing defense, and they did phenomenal. And I was just talking about it earlier. I mean, it's a complete flip around from last week, reverse sweep against Syracuse, so now they're locked for second place going into Vegas. Now with the regular season done, a few of these other teams still have games to play, so now, I guess for you guys, what does the grind look like?
I mean, it's really just perfecting the way we play, perfecting our system. That's what it's all about. Like you said, if we're locked in for second, then that means we're going to be on opposite sides of the bracket from Baylor, right? So Baylor's the only team that beat us both times in the PEC for both fall and spring. So they're definitely like the main guys that we're looking at. We did take them down in Hawaii in a game 5 and then lost to them in the finals of Hawaii. So they're a good team, but we've proven that we can beat them. They're going to be someone that we're definitely preparing against, but overall we're focusing on ourselves, especially to perfect our system so that we're prepared to play the best we can by. It's a little bit over a month away, so it's coming up fast.
It's a little bit over a month away, but that's still a little bit over a month that you guys will have to focus on you guys as a team individually, all together. You can finesse those things and also just prep for some of these other things. And in the meantime, you'll also have more CRL Open tournaments. I'm hoping you guys would play in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely plan on playing in those. It's good practice too, especially since there were a few upsets in CRL. There's going to be some good teams that somehow didn't qualify that were maybe expected to for CRL in those open tournaments, assuming they're going to be playing in them as well, which I imagine they would. So yeah, that's going to be some good practice. Just everything. We're focusing on the lands. We're focusing on everything, but the lands are something special, so we're excited for those.
Yeah, the lands for you guys are definitely special. As Dirtho has quoted himself, they are the Lanimals.
Yeah.
And it really shows. I mean, even in Hawaii, he said that, and then immediately went to Hawaii and proved why they're Lanimals. They took down the undefeated Baylor in 5, and then took them to 6 in the grand finals. You guys did so well in Hawaii, and it's just been keeping going. And ever since then, and now, I mean, once again, it's just Vegas is on the horizon. It is coming up so quick, and I'm really curious, like, how are the players feeling? How are they feeling about locking in second and going back to Vegas to try to fight for that national title again?
I think we're all feeling pretty good, pretty confident. Obviously, we won last year, but the competition is only getting more and more difficult. Baylor wasn't even in the PEC last year with any of their players or anything like that. So. Michigan State is another one we're looking at. We're trying to be prepared for, but overall, we're excited. We're always excited to travel and compete. And like Dirtho says, we're us being the Lanimals and everything. It's a whole different environment. Everything changes on LAN. You're not, here at our normal setups, and they're not there at their normal setups either. Everything changes. It's still like best team wins, but there's a lot of new things that you got to factor in. Luckily, we do have a lot of LAN experience, especially with the specific 3 of us playing together. We've been to that exact arena last year, so we're coming in with experience, and hopefully we can use that to our advantage.
Well, I'm sure you guys are going to do fantastic, but before I let you go, I just want to ask, are there any shout-outs to anybody you want to give tonight?
I guess just shout out to the team, and shout out to Doc, and shout out to everyone that was here supporting us. Glad we could come home with a good dominant win tonight.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Wayton, and thank you so much for watching the spring PEC season, and actually all of the PEC here at the Boise State Esports Arena. Rocket League is now concluded, but stay tuned for Vegas, like we just talked about, in little over a month. So be sure to keep your eyes on that, and until then, thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.